Oh, John P, you had to ask about the pound, huh? Ooh, the pound has been pounding away these past few days. For this one, we're all going to go on a little history lesson, okay? Monthly chart of the pound right here, okay? I have a question for you. I'll give you a hint. It's a trick question. When is the last time that the British pound was at parity with the US dollar, where $1 and 1 pound were equal? What's the answer to that? Never. Never. It's never been at 1.0 on this chart. Okay. It's come close, came close last week. And prior to the dollar, the US dollar being the reserve currency of the world, it was the pound. So the pound was a very powerful thing and still, is. It's not like it's, some emerging markets currency now or anything. But I just want you guys to understand the significance of this. The fact that it hasn't come to 1.0000 ever, and it came as close as it did, is really interesting to say the least. So we finished last month with this giant volatile bar that had a very long tail, and we are now still within it. So the question John's asking me is he's seeing divergences on both sides, so wondering if it's bottom. So let's look at it in the weekly chart. On the weekly chart, we are lifting up after posting a green-bodied candle last week, but again, after a red fall. And I don't see a bullish divergence on the weekly. Okay, we don't have a higher RSI trough here versus the recent ones. So this is still in a downtrend. And on the weekly chart, the important resistance is here at the high ending September 16th, that week. Following me so far, guys? Type a Y in the chat, please. I'm going from monthly down to daily to find the most important levels. Okay. Now on the daily chart, here I actually think there's room to fall lower, and it's because of an RSI power zone setup that's coming into play. So I'm going to highlight for you, and everyone here, if you've got 4 zones RSI, I want you to look at this, or if you have advanced RSI power zones, what potential bearish pattern do you see here on the RSI power zones? If this continues to unfold, we actually have an actual physical target I could calculate, but I'm not going to do that now because we're too early in. Why are we too early in? We broke 1 day's low, but we didn't break more than 1 day's low. So tying into Gann concepts like Gann trading patterns, okay, the 2-bar trailing stop that you use for runaway moves, guys. Again, that's in the Gann trading patterns course. I like bringing that concept in even when it's just a short, steep move like this. So do you guys see, who asked about this? John P, do you see how, first of all, even if we did bottom briefly, we're now in a situation where we might weaken again. And if we weaken again, I'd take it more seriously if we get below this October 3rd low. Can you type a Y, John P, if you see that? You asked about it. Okay. Back. All right. So we talked about the ES. Now we will continue with the euro that Andre and others are asking about. So euro USD. All right, everybody, let's get a little history lesson here again on the euro. Nothing too elaborate, just get perspective of where it's been so we can be better prepared for where it's going. Love it. Okay, so yes, it's a monthly chart. Every one of these candlesticks is an entire month of price action. So we have one that just finished on Friday. And then we have this little green guy that's us right now, but we're only, 3 trading days in, 5 calendar days in, right? It's October 5th. So far we are consolidating just, within last month's range after continuing a steep move lower. Looking at the weekly chart, where I've just changed, every candle's 1 week of price action, we are recovering. And is it headed lower or is it done falling lower? This looks a little similar to the pound chart, right? Where we had this sharp drop and now we're pushing higher. I want to add in some other resistance levels to monitor. So that would be this lower high from September 20th. And what I see here is room to slide lower. I don't know if we're going to take out the low from last week, but I think it's too early to tell whether last week's low was a long-term bottom or if we're going to retest it. If we start trading back below this support right here, it's already halfway through the move, but that's what would tell me we might be going lower.